Hello everyone, we are Supergo Team. First of all, let's me to introduce our team members. Our team members are Linda, Helen, Kiki, Josh, Jimmy, and myself. Let's get to today's presentation. The tool our group used was brainstorming, in which we came up with many meaningful ideas on strategies to deal with SWOT. Next, we do some research on SWOT analysis. The first strength that Nokia has built up a strong patent portfolio in a number of technology fields, including ratio, connectivity and networking, multimedia, user interface, mobile device, software, and hardware products. Nokia has also conducted research through Nokia Bell Labs. Nokia operates its R&D centers all over the world. In 2020, Nokia spent over $4,000 million on R&D, accounting for 18.7% of the company's revenue. The second is that Nokia has diversified geographic presence. Nokia operates in 130 countries and have 11 manufacturing facilities all over the world. Moreover, it has a balanced income composition across geographics. The extension coverage reduces Nokia exposure to risks of operating in a specific market. The third is cash position. Increasing cash position made Nokia capable to fulfill its short-term commitments. Its cash and cash equipments increased by 70.4% at the end of 2020 compared to 2019. The company's current assets also increased by 8.4% in 2020 over a previous year. Therefore, Nokia has an edge in funding any potential opportunities due to the strong cash position. The strength-based strategy is to communicate to invest in R&D to create value with long-term research and intellectual property. Intellectual property is strategic resource, which is valuable, rare, difficult to imitate, and non-substitutable, and can create an enduring competitive advantage. Nokia should concentrate on R&D to focus, influence, and invest windows to gain sustained technological leadership. The research resources and the intellectual property will offer the foundation of technology and the finance required for long-term success. Next, my partner Kiki will continue to introduce opportunities and the weakness of SWOT analysis. Thank you.
Thanks, Jenny. Okay, next page. For weakness, Nokia has recently been the subject of disputes and legal actions in several countries. It was accused of tax cheating in India and engaged in a patent battle with Apple. In 2019, there were claims of a data breach involving the Nokia 7 Plus. Nokia's reputation is negatively impacted by these incidents. Next page, please. Based on the weakness, the strategy is to conduct public relations activities in an open and honest manner to protect Nokia's reputation. Faced with these lawsuits, Nokia should be upfront about the situation and help the public understand the real legal issues in order to resist negative publicity and ensure balanced media coverage. Reputation is a valuable, intangible asset of a company, which are more likely to meet the criteria of strategic resources and should be nurtured and development to achieve long-term competitive advantages. Therefore, Nokia should communicate with the media and the public authentically and act legally to ensure that its reputation and credibility are not damaged by the lawsuits. Next page, please. For opportunity, Nokia stands to benefit from the promising global telecommunications market. According to MarketLine, the global telecommunications market is forecast to reach a value of $1,376.3 billion by 2022. The global telecoms industry offers Nokia for the development potential in the coming year. In the coming year, it's anticipated that demand for cloud computing service would increase significantly on a global scale. According to MarketLine, it's expected that the worldwide cloud computing industry would be worth $411.7 billion by 2024. Nokia may profit from increasing demand for cloud computing. Next page, please. The strategy here is to change the business model, position key activities to cloud computing and open radio access network to build a winning position in security, automation, and digitized operations. As a fundamental complement of the business model convergence, key activities are the carrier of differentiation strategy and cost leadership strategy, and it's also the basic building blocks of competitive advantages and an integral part of strategy formulation and development. With the context of business models, their development team and network involving the further optimize performance and cost, Nokia should reposition itself to gain core competencies and seize growth opportunities. Okay, that's all my part. Welcome to Helen.
Thank you, Kiki. Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk about Nokia's threats. Firstly, Nokia is under pressure from fierce competition in the network industry. Nokia's business mainly focuses on network infrastructure and related services, which is typified by intense competition in product supply, technology, quality, price, and service. Nokia's major competitors include Ericsson, Huawei, Cisco System, Oracle, and so on. The second threat for Nokia comes from the weak economic situation. Today's global economy is troubled by unstable credit markets, higher unemployment, lower liquidity in many financial markets, and growing government deficit spending at delta levels, which may cause the customers to postpone or scale back technology purchases. Thirdly, the rapid technology advancement may also be a threat to Nokia. As a high-tech company, Nokia must constantly launch new products and services to satisfy or even go beyond customers' expectations if it wants to stay competitive with its rivals. Current products or those in development may become outdated or unusable due to the release of new models or the acceptance of new industry standards. Therefore, to maintain the market share, Nokia must invest in cutting-edge technology. Next page, please. Given these threats, Nokia's strategy is to be a trusted partner for critical networks. Technologies like 5G, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and machine learning are reshaping today's business. Companies are being pushed to find solutions to their business requirements faster by the changing market and innovation needs. This situation presents a chance for Nokia to build a credible partnership to counter its threats. According to Single, organizations operate in complex economic structures with many interdependencies, and an organization must rely on others to get things done and meet its objectives, which means cooperation and collaboration are often the key to success. Nokia collaborates with partners to provide products and services that are compatible and interoperable. This simplifies the customer's journey towards digitalization and quickens the time to market for value-added solutions. Okay, that's all for my part. Please welcome my partner Josh to continue. Thank you.
Thank you. Based on the SWOT analysis of Helen's work, I will demonstrate the SWOT results for Nokia. According to Zachman, Nokia's net worth is 25 billion as 2022. So the company's main strength is its brand name. Consumers choose Nokia mainly because of its reliability. The second strength of the company is its ability on patents and R&D, which makes competitors difficult to enter its market. According to Alani and Lucas, research is an important part of corporate strategy because it provides insights that leads to innovations and which can increase efficiency and reduce costs. It also enables company to develop a new product to compete in the market. The final strength for Nokia is it has partnership with Microsoft and taken over the Windows Phone market with over 90% market share. Next, please. As for the results of weakness on Nokia, I think some companies around the world have filed a patent lawsuits against it. And India accuses Nokia of evading taxes, in which I believe it's damaged its reputation. The second and third point on weakness is that the company seems to be slow to keep up with tech trends. So it has to sell its product at a lower price compared to other renowned brands. This has led to a large loss on market share. As a result, Nokia is losing competition to companies that making iOS and Android, such as iPhone and Samsung. Next, please. The first opportunity for Nokia is the rapid growth of the phone market in Asian Pacific. Nokia expects to grow at a 15% rate in several regions, including China, Asia Pacific, and the Middle East. The last one, remember, is Africa. So the next opportunity lies in the technology explosion, especially 5G and 6G. This will give Nokia the opportunity to launch new products lines. As we all know, 5G was launched back in 2018, and the application of 5G is bringing huge profits to phone companies at that time. So the same could happen with 6G as well, and AI chips and AI engines in our future phone market. Next, please. So let us turn to the results of the threat Nokia is currently facing. According to a Counterpoint market report, global cell phone sales has been declining because of the low shipment. Profits for most phone companies, including Nokia, has fell for 26% in the first quarter of 2021 compared to the previous quarter. This is partially due to the rise in chip price, but mainly due to competition and worldwide economic slowdown. The next factor, the competitors like China Mobile are offering similar products at much lower price, which puts Nokia in a very difficult position in certain markets. The final point is that Windows Phone OS lacks the applications and software support. I remember I once read in New York Times and that Windows Phone accounts for less than 3% of the global smartphone market. So their customer base is basically shrinking. Thank you, Professor Audience. Let me introduce my colleague Jimmy to continue our presentation.
Thank you, Josh. And sorry if there's a background disturbance. I have kid making some noise. Anyways, getting back to the presentation, response review to a SWOT analysis. So like my colleagues have mentioned, based on the findings, from the first quadrant, that is strength. I think what we have came up was Nokia was once upon a time was a leading brand. From the second finding, that is weakness. What was the weakness that Nokia lacked was it was an innovation. They did not have any innovative products. Despite of collaborating with the Microsoft, they did not do an innovative did not do any innovations. Most of the applications that were supported by iOS and Androids were not supported by the Microsoft. So which was again a lack of the technology research and development. In the third uh, quadrant, that is opportunity. Despite of having a huge market and technological growth, like my colleagues mentioned that they have a huge opportunity in Asia Pacific countries. They did not do well because of the Microsoft operating system. And lastly, the threat, which was other competitors like Josh mentioned, Samsung and iOS, which came up with their own software, so Android and the operating system that did much more efficient work than the Microsoft. Can I have the next slide, please? So what are the suggestions that based on our discussion we can say to the Nokia company that they require a change in strategies are, first of all, like Apple and Samsung, they have a branding, they have the customer service. Same thing, Nokia needs to recreate the customer service. Second is they have to find out the right marketplace. So Asia Pacific countries and some of the South African countries are going to be a good market. They need to introduce with low carrier cost mobile phones along with the high technology just to be in a competitive market. Then they need to create a partnership. For instance, how the Apple and the Samsung have made partnership for instance in Canada with the Rogers and Bells and Thales. Same thing they need to do with the service providers. They need the third strategy that they need to implement is they have to invest in innovations, research and development, and they have to maintain the patience. So they have to it's not just introducing something new. They have to give the time so that people can adapt to it. Because it is going to be publicized by word of mouth. The fourth strategies that would be provide a pure Android experience. So they need to collaborate with Android and bring the Android devices over the Microsoft device because that is user friendly. And lastly, the last strategy would be focus on entry level, like I mentioned before, focus on entry level mobile phone so that which is affordable to low socioeconomic people. And then for the high standard, they have to focus on camera, which would be very good. And to they have implemented this strategy, and probably in a year or so they are going to come up with 200 megapixel new Android supported mobile phone for a high end user. So these are all the strategies from my end. Thank you, and I'll be handing over to Linda. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jimmy. So based on the previous SWOT analysis and also the responses, I think it is crucial to recognize the need to reshape the status quo and embrace the existing state of things, especially in times of crisis. Therefore, we suggested on applying the Lewin's three-step embracing, changing, rephrasing approach to develop the our action plan. So in the embracing step, the employees should be made aware that change is about to occur and be mentally ready to reconsider their process. In the changing step, all Nokia members should accept new changes, adopting new ways of executing tasks. The leadership and the CEO should implement a strategy that would motivate the mid to senior managers to seek upward mobility through cooperation rather than competition, therefore exercising synergy. So this could be done in a variety of ways. One way is the Nokia CEO can follow the example of the former chief of the Walt Disney Company, Michael Eisner, and organize the team building activities for high-ranked supervisors. Another way is to provide salary incentives to managers who effectively liaised with the different departments of the company. So in addition Due to Nokia's marketing team was not performing as well as their competitors, it would be wise to hire some consultants from outside to help Nokia redevelop the distinct voice and the brand positioning, identifying the need for change and addressing various problems at once may be able to prevent Nokia from entering a serious crisis. In the rephrasing step, it is to create a new status quo that enables the staff to adapt to the new environment. Nokia top leaders should effectively demonstrate that the current system of governance will be in place for the foreseeable future by establishing a specific goals for revenue growth and staff compensation. So that's all for our presentation. Let's welcome Jimmy to give a conclusion.
Thank you, Linda, once again. And based on the Lepsinger's and the Levin's models, Nokia, they are definitely going to invest in lots in innovations and research and development. They need a new leadership again, like Linda mentioned, and they have to create a huge market, create a good reputation, make low cost mobile phones for the low socioeconomic people, and yeah, that's all from the team Supergo on Nokia. Thank you. So here are the reference list, and